So today, what I have for you is a little bit of breath work mixed with a little bit of movement. However, this is focused on syncing up our breath to our movement so that if we only have a short amount of time, the most important piece is moving that breath up and out of the body, that old stagnant oxygen and energy up and out, so that we can create space for that new, that calm, that moment where we can check ourselves. We can restart, we can reset, and maybe see a situation with fresh eyes. So find a comfortable seat that can look however it needs to look. So that could mean sitting up on a blanket. If you have a block, maybe a pillow. We are going to be here for a moment. So once you've grounded down into the sit bones, go ahead and close the eyes if that's possible. If it's not possible, then just find a space out in front of you and just zone out, and then maybe you'll be able to drift into an eyes closed situation, but if not, no worries. So from here, we're just going to take 3 of our natural breaths, noticing how we feel. Inhaling and filling the belly full of air. And we're going to exhale and let it all go. But while still sticking to your basic natural breath, the breath you showed up to the practice with, and noticing how difficult it is for you to inhale and fill the belly full of air. How much effort is that? From that third exhale, your third breath, we're going to inhale. We're going to fill that belly full of air. Hold the breath at the top. And we're going to exhale, let it all go out of the mouth. Maybe that's a sigh. Maybe that's a horse breath. Inhaling and filling the belly full of air and letting the breath spill out of the mouth. Inhale, fill the belly full of air. Hold that breath at the top. Exhale, let it all go. And now from here, you can open the eyes or leave them closed. We're going to switch over into our alternate nostril breath. And what that means is we are going to switch off the nostrils that we're breathing into. So I want you to take your fist, your palm, bend the 3 middle fingers down. So you've got your pinky, you've got your thumb. And we're going to take an inhale and then an exhale through the nose. Then we're going to place our pinky finger on the right nostril, and we're going to inhale through the left. Filling the belly full of air on the inhale. Holding your breath at the top. Covering that left nostril, breathing out of the right. Exhaling out of the right. Cover that right nostril, inhale through the left. If you're a little stuffy, hold your breath at the top. If you're a little stuffy, that's okay. We're at home. We're breathing to the best of our ability. If it's a little bit stuffy, that means if your left nostril is a little bit stuffy, that is your moon side, your sleep side, your calm side. That means that you'll benefit from a more relaxed practice. If your right side's a little bit stuffy, that means that maybe you need a little fire, you need a little burn, you need a little movement. Just as a side note. So we're going to inhale, left nostril covering the right with the pinky, holding that breath at the top, covering the left nostril, exhaling out of the right. Covering the right, holding that breath at the bottom. Inhaling through the left. Holding that breath at the top, covering the left nostril, exhaling out of the right. Staying empty at the bottom, hold, hold, hold. Cover that right nostril. Inhale through the left. Hold the breath at the top, cover the left nostril, exhale out of the right. Staying empty at the bottom of the exhale, holding that breath, covering the right nostril, inhaling through the left. Holding that breath at the top, covering the left nostril, exhaling out of the right. Staying empty at the bottom, holding that breath, covering the right nostril, inhaling through the left, holding your breath at the top, covering that left nostril, exhaling out of the right. One more round. Staying empty at the bottom, inhaling through the left, holding that breath at the top, covering the left nostril, exhaling out of the right. Staying empty at the bottom, covering the left nostril, inhaling through the left, covering the right nostril, inhaling through the left. And you want to hold that breath at the top. Exhale, let it all go, dropping the hands down onto the knees. Inhaling, filling the belly full of air. And then we're going to exhale, let it all go out of the mouth. Good job. Notice how you feel. Take a moment, eyes closed, gaze out in front, whatever's working for you. And we're going to find a couple moments of movement, syncing up with that breath. So on our inhales, we're still inhaling into the belly. We're tapping into our ujjayi breath. Exhaling, creating the ocean sound in the back of the throat. Lips sealed. We want to stick with that breath if at all possible throughout the rest of the practice. So we're going to come into cat-cow. Tabletop, moving through tabletop. So plant the hands, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And on an inhale, you can leave the eyes closed or open them, it's up to you. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Breathing into the belly on the inhale, and then on the exhale, pushing up and away from the yoga mat, tucking that chin, tucking that pelvis. And exhaling, letting it all go. We're gonna inhale. Drop that belly, lift that chin, really stretching out the chest, the neck, and on an exhale, pushing up and away from the mat. Let that exhale go out of the mouth like we're spraying our stresses all over the mat. So, like that. And then we're gonna wipe them off. Bye. And on an inhale, we're going to tuck the toes, send that booty all the way up to our first and last downward facing dog. We're going to take a round of breath here, inhaling into the belly, exhaling, lips sealed, ocean sound in the back of the throat. Finding the full weight of the head. We're going to inhale, look up through the hands, and then we're going to, as slowly as we possibly can, take one step at a time. Knees can be as bent as they need to be, walking up to the front of the mat. And on an inhale, we're going to plant the palms. We're going to halfway lift. And on an exhale, we're going to forward fold. And on an inhale, we're going to plant the palms and we're going to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Now inhale, we're going to plant the palms. We're going to halfway lift. And we're going to bring our arms out to the side on our next inhale. And then on an exhale, we're going to swim them behind the legs, letting the full weight of the head hang. And on an inhale, bringing the wings back out, half back, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, floating behind the legs. And then on this inhale, we're going to take the wings out as we raise through the flat back, coming all the way up. Head and neck are the last thing to lift to stand. And then inhaling, fingertips to touch. Maybe incorporating the neck, looking up towards the fingers. And on an exhale, bringing that energy all the way down to the heart space. Inhale, and then let one exhale go out of the mouth. Inhale, arms lift up and over the head. Exhale, wings out, bending the hips, hinging at the hips, floating all the way down. And we're going to come down into our little ball squat. So your fingertips can be out in front of you, and you can come up onto the tippy toes. Maybe you wrap the left arm around the front of the shins and plant one hand. Maybe you wrap the right arm on top of the left, over the shins. And we hold here. We focus, we hold. We inhale and we breathe. Even though the breath might feel constricted here, the belly's pushing against the thighs, and that's okay. We want to breathe through the uncomfortable moments. We don't want to just abort mission every time something gets a little uncomfortable. Even if that, say it happens at work, you're having an uncomfortable conversation. On an inhale, plant the palms. Ground the feet back down, coming into forward fold on the exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, and then we're going to come down to the booty. However you may safely get there. But yes, we want to breathe into the uncomfortable moments, the uncomfortable places, the sensations in the body, instead of being so reactive. Somebody says something we don't like and we have to react. Well, that's not my reality today, and I attribute that to the breath. So we're going to sit here, and we're going to slowly walk ourselves all the way down. Okay. Resting on our back. Maybe your dog is as needy as mine. Still breathing. He can ride the wave of my breath as well. Gotta pay to play. Inhaling. What is it? Sticking with the breath. We're going to bring the knees up to the chest on an inhale. Wrapping the arms around the knees. Around the shins. Rocking side to side on the low back. Giving it a little bit of love. Maybe you've been rounded over at a desk all day. So maybe we bring that forehead up towards the shins. Take one full round of breath here. Exhale, let it all go. Coming into Supta Baddha Uttanasana, which is butterfly pose. So that's going to be bottoms of the feet together, letting gravity do its job by letting the knees just splay open, if that's okay for your hips. If it's too intense for the knees or the hips, you could always take a blanket or a pillow or a block and stack it underneath the knees, creating a little bit more stability. So we're going to inhale and take our left hand and place it on the belly. And on the exhale, move that right hand over the heart. And we're going to take 3 full rounds of breath, and we're going to breathe into the belly, and on the exhale, we're going to send that exhale through the heart. So even if you have no idea what I'm talking about, just imagine the breath going through the heart on the exhale. Inhale, fill the belly up, hold that breath at the top, belly full and tall. And we're going to exhale out of the nose, sending that breath to the heart space. Inhale. Fill that belly up as much as it'll go, as much as it'll fill, as much air as possible. Hold that breath. Hold it, hold it, hold it at the top. Exhale through the nose, sending the breath to the heart space. One more time. Biggest breath you've taken all day. Holding that breath at the top. Exhale, let it all go. Sending that breath through the heart. We're going to take our knees back up to the chest on the inhale. And we're going to figure 4 the legs. So what that means is take the right leg, the right ankle, and place it under the left knee. Threading that needle through that hole that is created in your legs and clasping behind the left leg. Maybe with each exhale, you're able to pull that left leg a little bit closer to the heart space, but maybe not. And maybe we sit here and we breathe into this right hip for 3 breaths, inhaling into the belly. And exhaling and sending the breath to the right hip. Being very intentional, breathing into the discomfort, the sensation. One more breath, and on the exhale, we're going to just gently let the legs fall over to the left. Maybe the arms come out into a T. And then maybe you send that gaze over the right shoulder. Breathing into the side body. Sticking with the Ujjayi breath. A nice side body rinse. You can still feel the belly expanding on the inhale. And a little bit of a contraction on the exhale. One more full round of breath here. And then we're going to ground down into the palms. Engage that core and bring those legs all the way back through center, giving ourselves a big hug when we get there. Middle. Exhale, send the legs up towards the sky. Figure 4 on the opposite side. Left ankle under right knee. Threading the needle. And then breathing into the sensation in that left hip or wherever you're feeling it. Inhaling and filling the belly full of air. And then on the exhale with the lips sealed through the nose, we're sending our breath imaginatively, energetically, literally, however you want to send it to that left hip. In the hopes of creating some more space and getting into the deep tissue and hanging out here a little bit longer than maybe we would like. 2 more full rounds of breath. Really filling that belly up. Can you extend the exhale to be longer than the inhale? And on your next exhale, we'll let the legs fall over to the opposite side. Maybe extending the arm out to a T. And turning over that shoulder. And breathing here for 3. Inhaling and filling the belly full of air. And that fall in the left side body, left belly. One more full round of breath. Coming back through center. You can rock a little bit side to side. Whenever you're ready, send those legs out. If there's anything else you need, go ahead and take it. But for sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and close the practice. You can land here in Shavasana. Maybe you turn this into a meditation since you're already here on the mat, already laying down, and already carved the time out for yourself. If time lets you. So from here, I'm on an inhale. Let's take one collective inhale together. So inhale. And then on an exhale, we'll let it all go out of the mouth. Inhale, bring the palms together. Thumbs up to the third eye center or the space between the eyebrows. Applying a little bit of pressure. One collective inhale together. We're going to breathe into this third eye center. Exhale, let it all go. May we always lead with our intuition, our inner knowing. Let that voice guide us. Inhale, bringing the thumbs down to the lips. May we always speak our truth with a kind heart and kind words to the best of our ability. Collective inhale. Exhale, bringing the hands, landing them down to the heart space. Maybe you land that left palm on top of the heart and then that right palm on top of the left. One more collective inhale into the heart space. Holding that breath, go in peace, go in strength, go in love. I hope you find health and I hope you find wealth. Namaste. Exhale. I love you so very much. Thank you for showing up for yourself today. In order to change the world, we must, in fact, change ourselves.